I know. Okay.
It's yogurt.
How about this, though?
That is not mine. No, sir.
At least 37 people have filed federal or state lawsuits against this police officer here in this video. He has been fired for planting drugs in their cars in the state of Florida. Now, this police officer's name is Zach Wester, and an assistant state attorney named Christina Pumphrey actually started looking into him after what she says she noticed was his name was the arresting officer on a disproportionate number of drug arrests. And specifically, she says she started investigating him, and as she watched the body camera footage from Wester's arrest, Pumphrey grew concerned. His vehicle searches were not always conducted legally, and his written affidavits didn't always match what she saw in the video. She also says that she noticed the people's reactions in these arrest videos, they were odd. This is what she says. She says, it wasn't, okay, crap, I'm busted. She says it was, what do you mean? And then Pumphrey began looking a little more closely into Wester's arrest. So soon, he was pulled off patrol. There were, at this point though, here's the thing. There were more than 100 people who he had arrested at this time during his 2 years on the force. Now, all of these people, some were still out on bond. If their arrests had violated probation though, they were behind bars. Yet, she says the state attorney's office didn't immediately move to drop the cases. And at the time, she was getting an explicit instruction to not dismiss the cases, saying, I know these people are sitting in jail. I know the particular charges they're in jail on. They're either innocent of based on the information I see, or there's no way I could take this in front of a jury, but I'm being told just let them sit in jail. Now, he was fired, this officer Wester was fired after Pumphrey uncovered this video. It's a body cam, video of when he pulled Teresa Odom over for a faulty brake light. And take a look at this here. He claimed to find meth in her trunk, but in the body cam video, you can see that he's hiding something in his hand. I mean, you can take a look at it. You're watching it there.
Worst magician ever.
Right, it's absolutely absurd. 119 cases had to be dropped eventually after this video was brought to light. And
does he know that there's a camera on his chest?
Obviously he does. Obviously he does. And so even worse, I just want to tell you this one more thing. Internally, so they dropped 119 cases, but Pumphrey says that the chief assistant state attorney, a man named Larry Bassford, chastised her for sharing the video with the sheriff's office, saying he starts yelling over the phone, what was I doing looking through all the videos? Why in the world did I find the Teresa Odom video? Why was I looking for it? And just having an absolute fit. She ended up quitting.
That's a weird reaction if justice is your goal.
Hello.
So obviously I'm joking, he knows that the camera's there. So what that demonstrates is an unerring certainty that it would never be looked at.
Right.
That if necessary, they could lose the footage or the camera was broken or something. They could break it before they would be able to find the footage. They just were sure. Like, imagine breaking the law 119 times on film.
At least.
Knowing I got this, I'm gonna be just fine. And also, by the way, even if they do find the footage, which they did thanks to this woman, knowing that the higher ups are gonna defend you, that they're gonna attack the investigator rather than applaud her for weeding out one of the bad apples that you say you oppose, that it's not an institutional thing, it's just bad apples. But this is a demonstration that it is not, that they are protected from above. Completely. So now what, like I would wanna look into that person's history. What have they been involved in?
Exactly, and he's not in jail. This officer's not in jail, no charges have been filed against him.
But people have served jail time because of his crimes.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, it's horrendous.
And just the fact that it's more than 100 people, this could happen to anybody. This could happen to anybody.
Exactly.
And the people in charge there, not all of them at least, but there were at least one person in charge there that wasn't upset by what he was doing. He was more upset that he got found out.
Yeah, and the frustrating thing is, like, when I see something like this, I think, well, God, they should just start going through all of the cameras. Now, obviously, that's an incredibly onerous task. How would you ever have the time to do it? But they also make it as difficult as possible to ever get access to this footage. So even if this investigator wanted to say, is this an institutional problem? Have other people been doing this? It might be very difficult, not just time consuming, to ever find out who might have been breaking the law. And in the meantime, hundreds of people are sitting in jail because of the actions like this that are probably taking place around the country.
And they all have mugshots now, and they all have arrest records. Sure, it was dismissed, Probably it can get it expunged, but they all have mugshots, they all have arrest records, they all have conversations that they've had to have with family members and with their employers.
Yeah.
I got arrested, they're saying this, I didn't do it. This is absurd. It's
Relationships
terrible.
are probably broken up and ruined because of this. Like imagine a random person that you have never seen them doing meth, all of a sudden arrested for meth. That would be weird. Like if you were suddenly arrested, that would change my opinion a little bit.
Stop, I hope you
have a more
believe that
exciting life than I thought you did.
Do meth.
No, it would be positive. I'm kidding. Obviously, this is horrendous and a demonstration that while body cameras are incredibly important, it doesn't fix the fundamental problems of police misconduct.
Exactly.
Check out the Damage Report podcast each day, wherever you get your podcasts, whether Pocket Casts or Stitcher or iTunes. You can join me as I give you the news and stories you want, with a range of co-hosts and interview guests jumping in on the fun each day. Again, that's the Damage Report, wherever you get your podcasts. And if you get them at iTunes, don't forget to rate and review. Sometimes I'll read them live on the show.